Assigning a material to an object is a really simple process, and there are several ways to go about it. One way to do it is by selecting the object and clicking on the material slot. This will bring up a window with all the materials available in our account. We can either browse through them or search for a specific one we have in mind. Once we find the one we want, we just click it and the material is assigned to the object. Another way is by bringing the materials we want inside the template. For that, we go to the Materials section, and like before, we either browse or search through the materials. Once it's selected, it'll be added to the template. We can add as many materials as we want. To apply a material, we just drag and drop it to the material slot of the selected object. To keep things tidy, I recommend grouping similar things together. For example, we can create a group for the geometry and a group for the materials. It's up to you though how you want to structure the template. Now, let's say that we want to change the orientation of the pattern. We want to have the stripes on the cushions run diagonally. We do that by going to the material slot of the object and clicking on the Move Material icon. We can adjust the placement by moving the material horizontally and vertically, and we can also rotate it, which is what we want to do in this case. Let's do 45 degrees. Here's something to keep in mind with products and their materials, and to show you what I mean, we'll have to create a new blank product and bring in the sofa. Notice that we don't have the ability to change the material at all. We're kind of stuck with what was assigned to the original product. Sometimes that's exactly what you need, but other times you'll want to have the ability to change it. In this case, we need to modify the original product to accommodate that. Let's go back to the sofa, and instead of assigning the material to the object, we'll assign it to a material input and then assign that to the object. Don't worry if it sounds confusing, we'll go through the process together. Let's first bring in the material input node. We can find it in the Other section underneath the Inputs category. As you can see, we have several inputs here, but for now, let's focus on the one for materials. Let's bring it into the document, and as you can see, this one has a material slot. So let's drag the tartan material into the slot, and now let's select the cushions and drag the material input into the object's material slot. The material icon has changed, but other than that, it's applied the exact same way. We even have the 45-degree rotation. Now, if we go back to the new product we created, notice the material slot available. We now have the ability to override the original product's material. Let's bring in a new one and apply it. And just like that, we have the ability to create variations of the original product without it losing its original settings. We are free to add as many material inputs as needed, so we're not just restricted to one. In this example though, we probably won't need more than two. One for the entire couch and another one for the legs. It's a good idea to also give names to the material inputs so it's easier to identify which is which later on. For this example, fabric and legs perfectly describe the material slots we need. Having the ability to propagate properties is just the tip of the iceberg. We can create some incredibly flexible product configurations with just a couple more nodes, and we'll explore these in the next video.